Okay, use the following graph of the motion of a sailboat to answer the next questions. The sailboat was initially heading east. Okay? Okay, initially going east. All right, so let's just kind of interpret the graph together before we look at the questions. So, it's going east. What do I know when I have a position or distance versus time graph and it goes horizontal? That's at rest, okay, so I'm going to just put that's at rest. What happens when it was going up and now it's going down? It turned around, good, so that's a change in position. Or let's put change direction, that's a better word to use. Change direction. Okay. Great. Okay. So, which section of the graph shows the sailboat having the greatest speed? So how do we tell if it has the greatest speed? The steepest, okay? So where would we say about is the steepest place? Probably about here, yeah. Let's label our graph so that we can clearly communicate it. So, because either you can use just the numbers, but let's put A, B, C, D, etc. Let's mark this point right here as A. This point here is B. This point as C. This point as D, kind of where it kinks there. And the end is E. Just so that we can communicate what's going on here a little bit better. So, which has this greatest speed? We can say section C to D. And let's just write in Y so that if we're looking back at our notes we remember. So just put because B/C means because. Steepest slope means greatest speed. At what point, at what time does the boat change direction? So we say, as we already identified, at point C, which we know that time is what? Time is 1.5 hours. At what time does the boat come to a stop? We already identified that from B to C, which is also, you could say, from 1 to 1.5 hours. Because that's where the graph is horizontal. Okay. Calculate the sailboat's velocity at 2.5 hours. Okay, so this is like instantaneous velocity. What is the velocity at that point exactly? Okay, so it's not, yeah. All right, so let's look at the 2.5. At 2.5 hours, that's on this line, okay? From in between D to E. That's where we're looking. So what I need to find is my slope. Okay? From 2 to 3 hours, the speed remains constant. It's a straight line. So to find slope, I'm going to use points D and E. So point D, what is point D? What are my coordinates for point D, Lisa? Or in order, 2 and 5. Yeah, let's put our X first. So 2 and 5, yeah. And Bobby M, what's my E?
3 and 0.
Yeah. Okay, good. So it's good just to write out your points. And then we'll put in our Y. So I like to not get super mixed up. So I'm going to say this is my X2. That's my Y2, this is my X1, this is my Y1. So, slope, my velocity equals slope. So that's delta Y over delta X equals Y2 minus Y1 over X2 minus X1. Ooh. So, this is equal to 5 minus 0 kilometers divided by 2 minus 3 hours. That is equal to 5.0 kilometers per hour. But what else do I need since this is a velocity? Direction. So what direction is the boat going at that point? West, yeah, because at that point it had already changed direction. Okay, so this is 5.0 kilometers per hour west. Calculate the distance traveled at 2 hours, so the distance. So in total, my distance, I know this is a scalar quantity. So the total distance, if we look at after 2 hours, if we look at our graph, we went, there we go. So first, I went 5 kilometers, and then I was at rest, that's 0 kilometers. Because the first line, you might say, well, I went up to 10K, but you went from 5 to 10, so that's 5 kilometers. Then you went none, and then you went down, back down to 5, so that's plus 5 kilometers. And then I'm at 2 hours. So that's equal to 10 kilometers is my distance. What if, let's just say, what if I was trying to find my displacement? Let's just do it for funsies. Okay? So D with an arrow. We would say we went positive 5 kilometers plus 0 kilometers plus negative 5 kilometers, because I changed direction, is 0 kilometers. That would be your displacement. You went nowheres. Sad. Okay. Next, calculate the average velocity. Okay, average velocity. Okay, this is a vector quantity. Now remember, with average velocity, we need our total distance. Okay, V with your arrow equals D with your arrow total divided by T total. So V with an arrow, oh, I should have put average there. Average is equal to 5 kilometers plus 0 kilometers plus negative 5 kilometers plus negative 5 kilometers, all divided by 3 hours. So really, you can cross out 2 of these 5s and 0. So you're going negative 5 kilometers per 3 hours. So your V average is equal to 1.6 repeating kilometers per hour. To put it into sig digs, it's 1.7 kilometers per hour. Going which direction? West, because my value is positive, so this is a positive value. As a positive value, wait, no, that
Should be a
doesn't.
negative value.
Thank you. You caught me. So negative meaning west. Okay. I feel like we've gone through a lot today. So we still have time left in class, but whoops.